For some of you who have not met, I'm Lance Fleming. I'm the Chief Communications Officer for the Abilene Independent School District. And obviously, Dr. David Young, the Superintendent of the schools, will be on here in just a second. Let me just give you a brief, really brief rundown on what happened today. About 1 o'clock, shortly before school was let out, we were informed that there was a firearm found inside a bag of a student at Alcorta Elementary. The procedures in place, and Dr. Young can speak more to this momentarily, that we would expect in terms of our safety and security procedures were followed the way we would want them to be followed. The police were immediately notified and involved, and he can, I believe that the results of their investigation are included in their press release to you. So Dr. Young can answer some of your questions. Many of your legal questions will need to be referred either back to the police or to the press release. So Dr. Young, if you're ready, and if you guys have questions, or if Dr. Young, you want to say anything before we get started, or we can jump right into questions.
Yeah, so I'll just add just a little bit to what Lance said. I do want to, I appreciate your time this afternoon. I want us to be completely transparent in everything that we do and give you the opportunity to hear any answers to questions that we can answer. First, I want to say that, as Lance mentioned, while our preference would be to not have had to handle an incident like this at all, I do believe that our procedures were good. I want to thank our student for, once that student realized that something was in their bag that shouldn't have been in there, they immediately notified their teacher, who immediately notified administration, and an officer from the Abilene Police Department happened to be on campus and was able to secure the firearm immediately. And so I also want to underscore that the police have no reason to believe that today's situation is related at all to the TikTok challenge that was made public yesterday. You guys are aware of that. I know. I am thankful for our law enforcement partners. While we feel good about our daily security practices on all AISD campuses, we did heighten our presence today, and that was through the partnership of many agencies, Abilene Police Department and other local agencies such as HSUPD, ACUPD, the Taylor County Constable's Office. If I forgot anyone there, I apologize, but I'm thankful for presence on campus. I'm thankful for our parents having good conversations with their students about responsible use of social media. And thankfully, we had a very good day of school today in the Abilene Independent School District. So with that, I will listen to any questions that you might have, and any answers that I can provide, I'm happy to.
Hey, Dr. Young, just quickly, do you guys know if the gun was loaded or not loaded?
It is my understanding, Tim, that the gun did have a certain number of bullets in the magazine, but none in the chamber. Again, that, certainly that can be verified with the police department. I do know the answer to that question, though.
Did other students have access? Was it in locker, that kind of thing?
Student with the bag was in the firearm was in a bag that was in a locker all day. No students accessed the locker, had direct access to the locker.
About when was the firearm discovered?
I believe, today was early release in Abilene ISD, and our elementary schools released at 1 p.m. I believe that this was discovered as students in the classroom were preparing to release. I think it was about 12:40. Again, that's a detail. If I'm off by a few minutes, that is certainly unintentional, and those actual facts might be in the police narrative as well. But it was right at the end of the day as students were preparing for dismissal.
When do we know when the student discovered the gun in the locker? Did they put the gun back in, or the firearm back in the locker and then go tell a teacher, or did they bring it directly to the teacher?
Oh, no, again, I do not have knowledge that the student even touched the firearm in the bag, that they immediately notified their teacher and asked them to come and take over. And so, again, that's my understanding of the situation, that they certainly did not take it out of the bag or carry it to the teacher. I want to commend this student. When they realized that there was something in that bag that shouldn't have been there, they had no knowledge of it in that bag, and they immediately notified their teacher.
Thank you, Dr. Young. And do you know if the locker was in the hallway or in the classroom?
In the classroom.
Anyone have anything else?
Sorry, I kind of came in late. Zoom was acting up, so just a recap of what the email kind of said. There's an incident at the elementary school, correct?
Well, you should have received a press release from the Abilene Police Department describing a situation on campus at Alcorta Elementary School. A firearm was located in the bag of a student on campus. I'll be happy to send you the recording of this, of what Dr. Young has talked about so far, and a couple of those questions that would be related to what you need to know, and I can do that when we get done.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
And what would y'all say to parents concerned with how a firearm was so easily able to make it onto campus of an elementary school
With heightened presence today.
with heightened presence today?
Certainly, we want our parents to know that we take safety and security of students very seriously. I want to underscore the fact that the student had no idea that they had a firearm in their bag as it was brought onto campus. For the details of how it got in there, I will refer you to the Abilene Police Department's narrative.
Thank you. And how were the student's parents notified, like the student with the firearm?
Well, I'll tell you about a couple different levels of notification, because we do want to be very transparent with our parents. We want them to be at ease with what our practices are. Certainly, the involved students' parents were immediately notified as a part of an ongoing investigation by the Abilene Police Department. But we have sent a call out, a recorded message from the principal to all parents at Alcorta Elementary School, because we certainly don't have anything to hide here. We want them to be aware of what happened, and we don't want people to speculate. We want to give them as much information as we can. And then individual students, parents in that class are being called personally by members of the campus leadership team.
And Dr. Young, just we heard back from the principal there. All of those phone calls have been completed.
Yes.
Question, how do you guys prevent this from happening again?
Well, I think with, certainly an important piece here is that we have a student that did the right thing at the first available opportunity. It is important that every person that walks onto a campus every day, whether they be an employee or a student or a parent, feel like they are part of the safety and security plan on that campus. And so it is very important that when someone, and in this case it was the student, sees something that's out of the ordinary or shouldn't be, when they see something, that they say something to the appropriate people. And that is a very foundational principle of keeping kids and staff safe on a daily basis.
Okay. I think that's going to be our last one for this afternoon. I think I sent everyone an email that today is our last day for a couple of weeks. We'll be back to work on January the 3rd. I'm going to send a invite to the media about a kind of an open house, a little bit tour of the new Hartford Center, which is the old Reagan Elementary School, that day at 2:00. So you'll be able to get into that building and see how we're going to be using that from here on out. But anyway, just want to thank y'all for hopping on here on short notice. Oh, sorry, Dr. Young, go
I
ahead.
just want to thank everybody for their time today. I didn't want you to think we wanted to go ahead and do this in person. I appreciate you getting on so quickly. We did not want to just send out a press release and give you the impression that we were just on the way out the door for Christmas break, trying to give as little information as possible. We want to be transparent with our community, and you guys are great partners in helping us do that. So I wish you